Yo, what's up? I'm UndaSkore, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make smooth boom bap beats similar to 8am in Charlotte by Drake off his new album For All the Dogs. Let's dive straight into it. We're working at 80 beats per minute, and I'm going to be starting off with this perk loop from RIP Speakers, and that's just so I have something to play along to with the piano. So obviously the Drake track is based off a sample, but I'm going to make this from scratch. Just going to do a chord progression using addictive keys and then try and lay something down that has a sort of melancholy feel to it. God damn, that is so smooth, and that's literally the sort of vibe I was going for, so I'm really happy with how that came out. Now, a quick tip for playing piano if you're self-taught like me and you just want to sound a bit more professional. What I always do is turn on the hold pedal because I haven't got a sustain pedal on me, and I just turn it up to the max so that when you play a note, it just sustains and rings out. And for whatever reason, when you're playing chords, a lead or whatever, and it's got the sustain on, it just always sounds better. And it's really easy to sound more impressive, if that makes sense. So as an example. But then if I turn off the sustain, this is how it sounds. So you can instantly hear how different that sounds. So just turn the sustain up, just play all the white notes and stay in A minor, and you can always sound like you know what you're doing. Now, just to make the piano sound a bit more sampled and vintage, we're going to do some RC20 and just use the vinyl preset on this. And I think we'll do a slight touch of crystallizer, just the default preset on there, just to make it a little bit more magical and ethereal. Not just with this track, but with every track on the Drake album, texture is a big component of why sonically it sounds so good. And that's a big part because of things like Crystallizer, RC20, whatever you can use just to make some sort of subtle differences instead of just having a plain acoustic sound. So next up, I want to layer the main chords from the progression. And I'm just going to use a basic Analog Lab electric piano. So you can hear it's quite subtle mixed with the piano, but just adds a bit more magic. Okay, next up, obviously the vocal is a big part of 8am in Charlotte, and pretty much all of these types of beats, a vocal is just like a necessity. You can use a lot of different things, whether it's like a single female vocal, you could use a gospel choir, you could use your own voice. So I like it like that, like understated. Okay, that's all we need for the melodic part for now. Let's just move on to the drums. So obviously in the actual track 8am in Charlotte, the drums are really understated. It's essentially just a kick, a snare, and a really light hi-hat or a ride cymbal that comes in sparsely. So of course it's really subtle, but it definitely does make a difference when you play stuff in live. You can see here on the grid there are just moments where I play slightly too early or slightly too late, and that's just adding to the groove. And then the extra notes, I'm going to have them in a slightly lower pitch and then a slightly lower velocity as well. Ba-boom. Ba-boom. Like that or something maybe. So I think you can hear from this that it's the kick that's actually giving the overall groove to this track now. Having those slightly off-grid notes has made all the difference. And then finally I'm just going to layer a hi-hat that's going to do nothing special at all, but it's just going to add a bit more texture to the drums. And then on the drums, again, just putting an RC20, this time using a cassette preset. And it's not doing much except for just adding some distortion and crunch. And that will just hopefully allow it to sit a little bit lower in the mix, but still sound a little bit sort of degraded, if that makes sense. For the bass, I'm using this plugin, the Ample Bass, which is my favorite like bass guitar. It's really, really good. It sounds really natural. You can make it sound as realistic as you want. And I'm just going to follow the chord progression. So I'm just going to go from the F to the A. There's not much else we need to do, maybe just add one more like ear candy layer. Damn, I think that sounds pretty perfect. It's the exact vibe that I was trying to get. Something where you can just play it, sit back, get in your own head, listening to someone spit bars about their life. So that's what I'm going to go and do now, is record some bars that hopefully fit the vibe and work well with this beat. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you tune into the next one, which is going to be a much harder beat, like first person shooter. Anyways, have a good one. Peace out. I entered this world with thoughts and dreams I can't remember. Nobody told me then, but now I know I'm not the center of the earth. It watches while I wait and twirl my fingers. I'm just another guy, saw the truth and the splendor, and instead I got dismembered. These hands are my own, cause nothing I reach for is what I want. And nowhere is my home, but it don't matter, I keep on going strong. I break cliches, what went right was made from wrongs. And I sing songs alone on my island like King Kong, surviving on my own in the dark before the dawn. And I forget to take a breath, sometimes this music kills me, but it's okay, cause putting words to the paper I describe living life with ink like I'm a painter. But to you, well damn, I'm just a stranger. Just a stranger.